The Anuket project brings together the great specification and requirements work of CNTT with the implementation and testing work of OPNFV to create a project that really defines the foundational infrastructure for the next generation of networks and services for the communications industry. Hello, I am Heather Kirksey, the VP of Community and Ecosystem from LF Networking, the Linux Foundation umbrella for networking and communications projects. And I am here to talk to you today about the launch of Anuket, a new project in LFN created through the merger of CNTT and OPNFV. Really, you can think about this journey as being 6 years in the making, as OPNFV itself launched in late September, early October of 2014. We launched at that time to really focus on helping operators through an open source project do the important and necessary work of integration, deployment, CI/CD, and automated testing. CNTT itself launched as a joint task force between the Linux Foundation and GSMA to bring a common definition, common set of requirements, and common reference model for telecom infrastructure and communications infrastructure in 2019 at the Open Networking Summit. And today, these two groups come together so that we have that best of breed. If you think about OPNFV bringing to bear a great deal of engineering infrastructure, engineering know-how around that automation, around writing code, and CNTT bringing a great deal of operator input and a strong connection to their business and operational drivers, bringing them together really allows us to create one seamless project going from requirements, specification, architecture into deployment, implementation, integration, working upstream to address operator gaps, as well as a great deal of automated testing, and then leading into conformance and verification programs. So really, this project brings together these two communities so that we have under one roof, without silos, architects and engineers, requirements and implementation, operators and vendors. It's a very exciting project from the amount of participation we have from across the CNTT task force community and the existing LF networking set of operators. We've got more than 100 plus organizations and very strong partnerships and alignments, both with upstream standards organizations and a number of open source projects. And we're really taking open source to that next level, focusing on that integration, that deployment, and that conformance program aspect that really makes things robust and tight enough that operators can use this technology to deploy their services. If you think about the journey that we have been on for the past, this is actually more than 6 years. If you think back to the founding of the ETSI NFV ISG, from which OPNFV really sprang, we've gone through quite a bit of work with respect to virtualization, software-defined networking, the disaggregation of hardware and software, taking advantage of things like automation and orchestration, looking ahead from a technical perspective into cloud native services that really enable us to start looking at things like 5G deployment, edge deployment. There are a number of business drivers that the telecom industry and the operators have around the types of services they want to provide their end consumers. And one of the most important foundational elements for that rapid and robust deployment of new services is a common infrastructure that meets the needs and has been tested and proven and hardened. And that's what we as a project are bringing to the industry. So in terms of what's behind our name, for a long time, OPNFV has had a close association with rivers. We've named our releases after them. And as we started discussing with CNTT the possibility of this merger, one of the images that we always had, that we often thought about, was the confluence of two rivers, that place where two strong rivers, we're not talking tributaries of one another, but two strong rivers come together and merge into one, which is what we want to facilitate with OPNFV and CNTT merging. And so we started looking at river deities. Anuket is the Egyptian goddess of the Nile, and she oversaw the yearly flooding of the Nile. And this really resonated with us because it was the harnessing of something overwhelming, a flood, and using it through irrigation and work and building up infrastructure and processes around that to create something that could fertilize the crops and build something that a civilization could be built on, which is really how we think of the work that we do in this project. There's a flood of innovation out there from the various open source projects, a number of different specifications from upstream orgs. And what we're really doing is the intentional choosing of the interfaces and the pieces of the technology stack that will enable us to have an integrated, tested, interoperable platform for those applications, services, workloads. Also, she is associated with gazelles and arrows and other swift-moving and agile entities, which has become more and more important for us as a communications industry to become more agile, to be able to take on new services more quickly, and to really look ahead at keeping up with the needs and desires of our subscribers. I've talked about this a little bit, but really what we are bringing together is a best of breed in terms of what CNTT brings to the table, in terms of requirements, specifications, a great deal of concrete and specific use cases outlined in reference model, reference architecture, and reference conformance requirements. So a large number of test cases with the engineering know-how of OPNFV so that we can bring it all together with our programs and then build that together as one entity without silos and building that end to end together. So here on this slide, you can kind of see how that starts to look. So our reference model, that is the area where we outline the operational and business requirements from the service provider perspective. We look at things like the life cycle of both infrastructure and the workloads that run on that infrastructure. We look at concepts like abstraction and where abstraction needs to go. For example, a new piece of work that we've launched within that we had launched within CNTT and will carry forward into Anuket is around hardware abstraction, especially for edge architectures where it's not merely commodity hardware. We're looking at things like FPGAs, et cetera. So we're really looking to build in that abstraction layer. And also just the integration with the back end of the operators network, so the OSS, BSS. And we really outline what the applications can expect and should expect from the architecture. Then moving to the architecture side, that gets into more specificity. We have tracks for both a VM and OpenStack based architecture, as well as a container and Kubernetes based architecture. And there we really start getting into more of the requirements in terms of the expectations around deployment, the expectations around interfaces, the expectations around features. If you look at something like the great and amazing ecosystem of CNCF projects, in addition to Kubernetes, there are lots of great projects around monitoring, logging, service, service mesh, et cetera. And so we really look at those concepts in a far more detailed level, and then becoming yet more specific. We go into the reference implementation work, and that's when we actually move from the paper, from the page, from the requirements into the software, where we work with upstream partners like OpenStack, Open Infrastructure Foundation and CNCF, as well as other open source projects projects, and we really start to assemble that example reference stack of applications, and then we actually deploy it out onto actual hardware. And we validate that it works, we validate that it can deploy, we validate that it meets the requirements and tests, and that that's available for folks to use in their labs and to start getting their hands dirty with the actual implementation. Moving from there into conformance, we have both the specification side, where the operators outline the types of testing that they want to do against that infrastructure, as well as the test cases themselves implemented into code and automated. So we have a project called X Testing, which is a test framework, and then we have a number of different test projects underneath that, Func Test being a very important one that does functional testing against the platform. We also have a number of projects in the performance area, VS-Perf, NFV Bench, StorePerf, etc. And those really do some performance benchmarking against the platform, so the operators can really get an understanding of how the platforms work. And also those tests are available to be run against commercial implementations. And then finally, into taking all of that tests, all of the lab infrastructure, we also outline what the expectations are from a lab environment, from a production environment. We have a federated set of community labs, as well as Linux Foundation hosted lab as a service that aligns with the requirements from the operators on those specifications. And so when we're deploying the implementation, we're deploying it into environments that really meet the operators' needs. We also have various open source tools that we use to install that stack, and we document that in playbooks as well in the reference implementation documentation. And then finally, all of this together moves into sort of our conformance and verification programs, where we actually then run the tests that the operators want us to run against commercial implementations. And what that does is it enables the operators to feel very comfortable about the products that are coming into their houses. They know that they have been tested by a neutral, third-party, community-based, open source testing regime. And it really ensures that from the very end of the reference model, from that abstract concept of business drivers and operational requirements, all the way to the commercial implementations that will get deployed into production, that through that entire life cycle and that entire integrated set of activities, that what is brought in really meets the requirements of what we started with at the very beginning. And so, what's really exciting too is just the fact that this is all under one roof. I don't know of any other project that really has the specification work and the implementation work all together. And then, one of the other final important points is that we work very closely, as I've mentioned before, with our upstream partners. We're partnering with CNCF with their telecom user group and their CNF initiative to ensure that, especially in our R2 work stream, that's the Kubernetes and container-based work stream, that we are adhering to cloud native principles, as well as to the infrastructure requirements, regulatory requirements, robustness requirements, and performance requirements that our operators have. So what this really means is that through this work, we can feel very confident and very sure that we have collaboratively and very concretely and specifically implemented what is necessary for this next generation of networks and services. But you don't have to take my word for it. We have a number of different organizations who have signed up, who are doing a lot of great work. We have the membership of that original joint task force with GSMA. We continue that partnership with GSMA. They will continue to publish our reference models, and we continue to work with them to ensure that all of the lower level code and the lower level testing is available and understood and can be consumed by their very strong global member base. We also bring to the table the membership of LF Networking, and really feel that together, all of these entities, all of these groups, all of these members really can take this to the next level. And then if you want additional information, as I'm sure that you do, if you want to get involved, we have a new website that is also launching with our new name and our merged organization. We have a wiki where you can get more of the developer type details and links to things like our repos for the various projects and the repos for the specification and architecture work. We also have a Getting Started with LFN guide that walks you through how you can get involved in this open source project. And then we strongly encourage folks to attend our developer and testing forums, where we really roll up our sleeves, we bring everyone together, and we really plan releases, plan forward-looking work, look at how to improve the way that we work. And those are really hands-on sessions by the technical community for the technical community. One of the things that I think is most extraordinary is that this merger really has been driven from the participants here, from the folks doing this work. We have an amazing community. We have lots of people who participate, and I really encourage all of you to get involved as well. It's a very dynamic group, and really at the end of the day, the impact of building the infrastructure that the next generation of mobile and fixed networks will depend, and upon which all of the services that we use every day will run, is a very exciting prospect. And I think it's a very great way for us within LF Networking to be launching 2021 with this energy in this new project. And I encourage you to join us, and I am looking forward to seeing you on the river.